So we're going to get started. We are doing a Korean facial using Dr. Esthe products. The reason I chose the brand Dr. Esthe is because I was very interested in Korean beauty and I was trying a lot of different Korean beauty products, but they weren't quite meeting my standards. So when I found that there was actually a professional strength product line from Korea that we could get, I was very excited and started using these products and started seeing really wonderful results. When we say professional strength, that means these are the quality of products that you would find in a doctor's office or with a professional skincare esthetician. These are not what you would find in the local pharmacy, department store, anything like that. This is that next level up, that top tier of purity and ingredients, and really scientifically choosing just the right ingredients that are going to interact chirally correct with your skin to have the best impact and best benefits for your skin. I really see a difference when I use these products, especially when I was comparing to the other Korean brands that I was picking up here and there. So the backbone of every skincare line is their cleansers. The backbone of your skincare routine is really cleansing, because if your skin is not well cleansed, it cannot absorb all these wonderful ingredients, these serums that we're going to be putting onto it. So a lot of times if a customer of mine is using some products, using some of these ampules or serums from any of the lines, and they're just not seeing changes fast enough, it's often that we need to dive into their cleansing routine and make sure that they're cleansing twice per day and that they're also doing some weekly deep cleaning to really get rid of dead skin cells on the surface, clean out cellular debris, pollution, oxidized oils out of the skin so that your skin can actually absorb these wonderful ingredients that we have in the ampules I'm going to show you today. So in the PM, this is my go-to cleanser. This is Dr. Esthe's moisture cleansing gel. I love this gel because it really foams nicely, but it does not strip the skin. And in fact, I can use it to remove eye makeup without over drying the eye area. I love this cleanser, and probably this is the one that you see the most and most of you have tried. It's very well known in the line. Another cleanser that I love from Dr. Esthe is the AC Control Mousse Cleanser. This cleanser is designed for oily skin and blemish prone skin, but I use this as my weekly deep cleanse. It is a BHA cleanser, which means it has not the glycolic acid, it has more of that salicylic acid to it. And to be honest with you guys, I'm usually very sensitive to salicylic acid. I usually don't use it on my skin, but the way this is buffered and the other ingredients in it, it works beautifully for my skin. I get no redness, no irritation from it at all. If you are prone to redness, or you have blemish prone skin or that oily skin, this is a daily cleanser. For those of you who have that more normal to dry skin, this can be used a couple times a week, once or twice a week, as your deep cleaning cleanser. I love foam cleansers, so I really want to show this to you guys. So what I do on my deep clean day, at least once a week, I'm going to use this cleanser with the BHA acids in it, because BHA acids go in and they dissolve that intercellular glue. So those old dry skin cells that are on the surface, the acid's going to come in and help break up so that those cells can begin to separate. Then I'm going to come in with Dr. Esthe's Enzyme Deep Clean Powder Wash, and I'm going to use those enzymes to remove those cells. So the AC is going to come in and loosen the cells up, and then the enzyme comes in and just gobbles those cells right up and eats them. So it's a really wonderful combination. Let's get started on it. I'm going to fill my water bowl here. Nice warm water today. And this is exactly how I use this when I'm at home. This is one of the most beautiful foams that we have. I mean, when I show you how it foams up, you're going to be amazed. So I get my foam and I just begin to rub it in. Look at that beautiful foam. It has such a cushion. It just feels so cushiony. It's amazing. I don't know how they do it, but this is definitely the most cushiony foam that I have. I have another foam that I like to use from Nelly DeVos, and that foam is nice because it serves as a cleanser and a toner, and you actually don't even have to rinse it off if you're camping and stuff like that. This foam that I'm using now does need to be rinsed and removed from the skin, but because it's a foam cleanser, it's really easy to use at the sink. I'm gonna get my hands now a little bit wet so I have a little more slip. As you guys know, I like to do a full 2-minute cleanse. It really gets the blood circulating, gets the skin really nice and clean, breaks up fascia adhesions, gets the lymph moving, gets all those intracellular fluids moving, which hydrate and nourish the skin. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use a Clean Skin Club wipe. I'm using the bamboo one today. These are your biodegradable cloths. And I'm going to use this cloth to remove the cleanser. Okay, so got all of the cleanser off. Now I'm going to grab my enzymes. So remember, enzymes are those little Pac-Men that come along and eat those dead skin cells off the face. So this is going to brighten the skin, decongest the skin. I really love how in Korean skincare, we're using more enzymes, especially in this line, we're using more enzymes than acid. Enzymes as an exfoliant are much more gentle than acids, and they don't cause the sun sensitivity that you can get from using acids. Again, I'm doing a 2-minute cleanse because I want those enzymes to have time to get in there, do their Pac-Man activity. Enzymes only work as long as they're moist. So keeping the skin moist while you're working is important. Once the enzymes dry, they are inactive. Notice how I do my brows so much. Really important for the health of your brows to include them in your cleansing and in your exfoliation, your toning, because that's what keeps those brow hairs so healthy and growing. You know, as we age, our hair thins on our brows. So keeping that brow tissue really healthy. Also, a lot of people with blemishes can tend to get blemishes in their brow line. So really using these products on the brow area is important. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my enzymes. Now, a common misconception after doing this double cleanse is that the skin might feel dry. And what I want to explain is that sometimes when the skin feels like it's dry, it's more that it's firm. So, you know, really check your perceptions, because after using the enzyme wash, your skin is going to feel very taut and very firm. And as long as you're using these ampules the way I'm doing and a good moisturizer, you're not going to have dryness. Now, it will vary how often you want to use the enzymes. So some people will use these enzymes daily with no problem, especially a skin that's more prone to congestion or getting blackheads. These enzymes will keep the blackheads away, keep the oil from oxidizing in the pores. But if you have a more dry or more sensitive skin, you could just use these once a week. So it's really for you to test it out. See how often does your skin want to have that little extra exfoliation happening with the enzymes. Sometimes you'll get where the skin looks a little bit tired, a little too textury, and it's just a layer of dead, dry skin cells on the surface, especially if you're just starting back on your retinols. It's really common week 2 or 3 in your retinols for the skin to start looking a little bit dry, a little crepey, and that's because there's these old dead skin cells that are ready to start shedding. And that's the perfect time to bring in the Dr. Esthe enzyme wash and also the AC mousse, because it's really going to loosen up and help you exfoliate off those damaged cells that are trying to come off. When you start using a retinol serum, it sends all those damaged cells up to the surface to come off, and that's why we call it resurfacing the skin. So you can really help that along by using gentle products. Using enzymes are perfect. A gentle acid wash, gentle enzymes, because when you're using retinol, you don't need to use glycolic acid. You don't need to use any harsh acids at all on the skin. So check your enzymes. Sometimes the enzymes contain glycolic acid, and you probably won't want to be using those while you're using your retinols and you're transitioning. All right, next step in a skincare routine is to use an essence or a toner on your skin. Dr. Esthe offers the Rejuvenating toner. This is a lovely toner that is very hydrating to the skin. I'm going to go ahead and use it with my MBK Wave. Has this little ring. I'm going to put a toner pad on here. And kind of the Dr. Esthe poor man's, I mean, who could be poor and use Dr. Esthe? You just can't. But I would just say the less expensive facial. If you can't afford to invest in those ampules at this time, using the Rejuvenating toner and layering it. Put on 5 layers of this toner, letting each layer soak into the skin can get you a very similar result to what we're going to get using the ampules. Okay, you can see it's very creamy. It's a luscious toner. It's not something you would normally think of as being your toner. I'm going to turn on my device. And confirm. There we go. And I'm rubbing it into the skin. Now, if you are sensitive to fragrance, this toner might be a problem for you. Or if you really love a luscious fragrance, it's kind of a jasmine or gardenia kind of scent to it. If you love that, you will love this toner. If you are sensitive to fragrance, you will not want to use this toner. You can reach out on live chat and we can help you choose one that will be better for your skin. I'm one that doesn't do very well with scent, and so I was really hesitant to use this one, but I really love how it makes my skin feel. What I find is that once I put on my ampules with it, that the scent is not that strong, and so I'm okay with it, as long as I'm layering it underneath the other things. So let's dive into the ampules, and let's talk about choosing an ampule. So we actually have 6 ampules to choose from at Dr. Esthe. So I can see why you guys say, how do I choose? It's so confusing. So I'm going to start here with their most basic. This is the Hyal ampule. It's called Hyal Moisture Solution Ampule. So this is your hyaluronic acid. This has 6 forms of hyaluronic acid in it. If you want a hyaluronic acid serum, this is probably the most luscious, hydrating, amazing feeling hyaluronic acid you will ever use. Notice when I put that on and it makes that little lump or bump, many hyaluronic acids are so thin that they just feel like putting water on your skin, and for many of us it doesn't feel like they're really doing anything. So if you are an acne client, a lot of our acne clients love hyaluronic acid, and in fact they like to put it underneath their acne med at night. This is a perfect one to put underneath your acne med at night because it has more texture to it. It is a thicker hyaluronic serum with those 6 forms of hyaluronic acid in there. It leaves a really nice, moist feel on the skin. The next one I want to talk about, so we'll kind of go from the acne lovers on up to the more aging people, Azulene. Azulene has the goat milk in it. It also, 4,000 ppm of goat milk. It also has in it green tea hydrosol, and it's got Azulene, which is a form of chamomile. It's that blue form of chamomile that's so amazing and soothing to the skin. It also has ingredients in here that are actually antibacterial and soothing and healing for acne. So this is that serum that you want to grab for anyone who's prone to redness, or anyone who gets blemishes and breakouts, this is that great serum that you can use to nourish your skin. If you are on the more normal to oily side, you can use it as your moisturizer, or you can use it underneath your moisturizer. And it has a little lighter feel than the hyaluronic acid, so you could definitely layer them. Could layer this one. Still, you can see how that, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but the little bump dissolved down faster. It's still a thicker serum, but it's not as thick as that Hyal moisture solution. It's a little lighter. Still glides on beautifully, has a wonderful feel to it. Next one that I want to show you is the vitamin C. The vitamin C has lemon hydrosol in it. So rather than essential oil, they're doing a hydrosol. So that's a water solution. Where we find essential oils can be really irritating to the skin, hydrosol solutions are not. So this has the naturally occurring vitamin C that's in that lemon hydrosol, and then is also boosted with B vitamins, which are very brightening and very healing. And it has niacinamide in it. So this all around is your brightening serum, and at the same time providing really great antioxidant protection as well. Put a dot of this one on, and you can see this one is much thinner than the other two. So yet still has nice slip to it, but it is thinner. So when we think about, as we put these on, going thinner to thickest, we have some ideas here, right? Because this is probably your thinnest. Then you might go to this, the Azulene, and then you might want to put your Hyal on top of that. But now let's get to the really good one, the gold standard here. This is your 88% snail mucin. This is the MGF Renewal. Snail mucin is amazing because it has naturally occurring glycolic acid, naturally occurring retinol, and it's just so healing and soothing to the skin. We also have 4,000 ppm of goat milk in here. And let me show you the texture on this one. Now, because this is naturally occurring retinol, the naturally occurring glycolic acid, it's a nice, safe form to use, really day or night. It's not going to cause the kind of irritation as like a 10% or a 5% glycolic acid solution would do. This is in its natural form, so it's much easier for your skin to work with and understand. And the retinol that's in it is that precursor retinol. So we know that what happens when you put on a retinol, it has to convert on your skin to retinoic acid. When you're using tretinoin, it's already converted. It's at its strongest strength already, and that's why it can be irritating for the skin. This, in that really natural form, your skin is just going to convert what it needs to retinoic acid on the skin. So I've had clients ask me, can I use L-retinol on top of this? Yes, you can. I've also had clients ask me if they can use tretinoin on top of it. I haven't tried that, but I think it would probably be fine. You can see this one is a little thicker. It's more in the thickness range of the Azulene. Still not as thick as the Hyal, but it has a very cushiony, moist, nice slip feel on the skin. So if you have really dry skin, you would still want to use your MGF Renewal, and then you're probably still going to want to put that Hyal on top of it, because that's what's going to put that hyaluronic acid on the skin that's really going to bind the moisture that's in these other ampules into the skin. The body loves hyaluronic acid. That is what is in our interstitial fluids. It's what's in our fascia, and that's, our body knows what to do with it. It's a very body-friendly, chemistry-friendly product for our skin that really draws moisture into the skin and locks in and holds the moisture on the skin. So the back of my hands are wonderful now. I want to get through these. I'm going to start layering them on my face too, but I wanted to kind of give you that overview as we go. So here's another ampule that we have, Rejuvenating Ampoule. Some of our acne clients actually use this as a moisturizer. Rejuvenating Ampoule is very hydrating. It's for dry skin, and it's also brightening to the skin. It also has the same, the two with the blue bottles, both have that same scent to them. As you can see, it has this nice fibery texture, almost like snail mucin. This is the plant fibers that are in here. And it has a really nice, cushy feel on the skin. So you can see it makes an excellent moisturizer for people with drier skin, but it's got that scent to it. So you have to be a scent-friendly person to appreciate the wonderfulness of this serum. The next serum I'm going to show you is the goat milk ampule. Goat milk ampule, where these other ampules have 4,000 ppm, this has 10,000 ppm of goat milk. Super nourishing, super healing. This is what you use after a peel. Really calms the skin, nourishes the skin, and often we like to use this on top of the other ampules because it has that high amount of goat milk in it. It has a very nice feel. It's a little lighter than this ampule. So it's not going to be long-term as moisturizing. While it's adding that nice moisture, it's not going to really hold the moisture onto the skin. So oftentimes, unless you're a more oily skin type, if you are, I do know we have some people that use this as a moisturizer, but if you're more on the dry side, you're going to want to layer on top of this one of the moisturizers. So let's see what I'm going to do today. We're doing a 5-layer. So when you're doing a layering facial, you can choose 2 to 3 of the ampules that you want to work with and layer onto the skin. So I'm going to start today with the vitamin C because I always need brightening. I have dark pigmentation, one of those people that gets melasma and all those crazy things from heat and the sun. So I'm going to start by applying the vitamin C serum to my skin. I'm going to turn on my wave and I'm going to work this layer into the skin. So this is the vitamin C ampule. This has got the lemon hydrosol in it, B vitamins, and I'm just going to run the wave over it until it is absorbed into the skin. And for the first serum, because this is the lightest serum, it's going to be pretty quick. It's already pretty dry. So now I can move on to the next one that I want to use. So for today, I'm going to use, and for my age at 60, I'm going to use the MGF Renewal Serum. If you are more blemish prone, this is where you're going to want to choose your Azulene or your rosacea. Choose that Azulene in this step. So I'm going to give myself a nice dropper of the MGF. And I already feel it's so much more slip to it. I'm going to be able to use my wave much longer because it has more moisture that it offers the skin. Now, if you started back on a retinol routine, when you're doing these, you might feel a little stingling here and there if you're using your wave, because the ultrasound with the wave, it tingles wherever you have that fresh new baby skin coming to the surface. I've been really working on resurfacing around my lip area, my eye area. So in particular today, I just feel it over my lips. It's not a bad thing. It just lets me know that I am doing some retexturizing in that area. Okay, that feels good. Now, I think for today, since I'm transitioning, I'm onto retinol, so I have a little stingliness, a little healing, little changes going on. So I'm going to use a little bit of the goat milk, and I'm going to get it on those areas where I know I'm having some retexturizing happening. So around here, and I've been getting a little retexturizing on my nose, a little red spot there. So let's work that in. All right, now I can turn off my device and we can talk about moisturizers. So as I've mentioned several times, some of these ampules can be used as your moisturizer. They're like a really nice powerhouse moisturizer. In fact, if I didn't have drier skin, I could stop right now and just put sunscreen on. I could put on my makeup and my skin is so well nourished, it'd be wonderful. But what I know, because my skin is more menopausal skin, it's gonna get dry in a few hours, I need to have some moisturizer on my skin to help just really bind in and hold all the good moisture and everything in the skin so that my barrier is protected and I'm not losing water. I'm not having transepidermal water loss to the environment. We live in a very dry climate here. So I have a couple choices when I want to add moisture on top of my ampules. One, you guys brought it up and got me to start carrying it and we all fell in love with it, and that's the Aqua Infusion Water Drop Cream. This is acne safe and it's very lightweight, has amazing slip to it, feels really good on the skin. And honestly, even with my slightly drier skin, I can use the water drop cream and it feels great on me. I love that. Another choice is the Barrier Renewal Lotion. Barrier Renewal Lotion comes really in a body size. You can use it on your body, your face. It's acne safe and it provides a bit more moisture and is especially good for those people who have a little dermatitis, have really sensitive skin, a little on the drier side because it provides a bit more moisture than the water drop does. So Barrier Renewal Cream would be your next step. Is if we're gonna go from lightest to heaviest, you would first start with water drop. The next one would be Barrier Renewal Lotion. And then the next one, and it's not acne safe, but it's fabulous for people who are starting to see lines and things around the face and really want to soften those lines, and that is the Rejuvenating Cream. So I'm going to grab some Rejuvenating Cream, put a bit of that on it because I am starting to see some deepening lines around the face. Some people only use Rejuvenating Cream on their neck, and some people use Rejuvenating Cream just as a night cream because it's definitely thicker, it's more like a balm. So I'm gonna put it on my neck, and then I'm gonna take the water drop and I'm gonna put that on my face. Water drop is very balancing if you've got that combo skin. You've got oily skin that gets really oily. If you don't use a moisturizer, you need some kind of moisturizer, then the water drop is great for you guys. The Aqua drop is perfect. Really a well-rounded moisturizer that a lot of skin types can use. Now, Dr. Esthe, of course, has a eye cream. I get to open a new one today because I've used mine up. This is the C-Tox eye cream. What is the benefit of C-Tox? So it's just an all-around great eye cream. It's especially loved by people who get darker pigment under their eyes. Dark circles are one thing, and we'll address dark circles, but this also addresses when you have actual dark pigment on the surface around the eyes. Dark circles, I know people ask me, well, what's the difference? How do you know what you have? Generally, dark circles is more, I have a little bit of that going on where you can see the blood through that delicate skin. It's going to be more purplish in color. When you have hyperpigmentation under the eyes, that's when it's going to look more yellow or brown on the surface of the skin. C-Tox eye cream is great for either of those. It's also really good for people who are getting a thinning under the eyes, or you're starting to get that loss of fat pad under here and you're getting a sunken eye. This is really going to help with that as well. I love the little dropper that this comes in. It's so nice because how many eye creams do you know where it just gives you too much or not enough? This one is just really easy to get just the right amount that you want to use. Has a nice slip. I apply it to the orbital bone around the eyes. Now you guys often ask me questions like, which eye cream can I use all the way to the lash line? There are a few that you can do that. Neogenesis Eye Serum comes to mind as one of them. But really, you don't need to apply your eye creams all the way onto your eyelid because they travel and they will travel to that area. And if you get them too close to your eye area, they're just going to travel right down into your makeup. They're going to travel into your eyes, onto your lashes, and then it feels irritated. So really, eye creams go in this nice little area all the way around the orbital bone, right on top. And then I like to smile. So I'll see, okay, where's my crow's feet that I get? My crow's feet go this way and up. So I'll get those, a little bit extra. And then this is beautiful around those lip lines. So I'm going to take a little extra and apply it to the lip line area. Love it. Okay, now I want to show you guys the sunscreen. This is the Sun Protection Ultra Repair. It actually blocks the sun the way a mineral does, but it also absorbs the sun. So it kind of, it's way cutting edge ahead of any of the chemical sunscreens that we have here in the US, and it's really safe to use. And I love the feel of this. This is also moisturizing. So feels good on the skin, moisturizing, does not leave any ghosting. So people with a darker skin type that still want to use a really safe, non-chemical sunscreen, this is a safe one for you to use that will not cause that ghosting effect on your skin. As far as smell goes, it has a very lightest of smells, kind of like sunscreen. You know, that traditional kind of sunscreen scent that you think of when you put on. It has just a little bit of that scent to it, but I find that it goes away pretty fast. Unlike this one, the scent in this does not go away very fast. So it smells lovely, but if you don't like a scent, this would not be the right ampule for you, and that's that Rejuvenating Ampule. And I forgot to tell you guys what's in there. What's so amazing in this is that salmon DNA. So it's got that salmon DNA that is very healing to the skin. You're seeing more and more of around. It's abbreviated PRDN. That's a great ingredient in this Rejuvenating Ampule. And that's possibly why they have to put a little bit of that natural scent in there, because it maybe doesn't smell good if you don't do that. That's usually why they will do something like that. But you guys, look, glass skin, feels so plump and bouncy and rosy, healthy, fine lines are diminished, plumped up. It's wonderful, wonderful skincare you can do on yourself. This is fabulous to do going into the holidays, any special events you have. This is a facial that you're gonna wanna do on yourself. Can you do this every day? Yes. You could do everything that I did here every day. This could be your regular skincare routine if you want to. If you're using retinol at nighttime, you're just gonna put on your ampules, then put on your retinol. And most people, especially if you're using tretinoin, you're gonna wanna use the rejuvenating cream over tretinoin, because tretinoin is very drying, very abrasive, and this is going to give you that extra moisture protection that you need. You're also going to be wanting to use the goat milk ampule with your tretinoin, because that's really going to, with all that extra goat milk, that's going to also be healing. I would put it underneath the tretinoin. So you would put on your goat milk and any of the other ampules, your tretinoin, and then put rejuvenating cream on top for your nighttime routine. So the order that I showed today is you want to go from lightest to thickest. So if you have all of them, you're going to start with probably vitamin C. Then you would put on your Azulene. So this is the order, lightest to thickest. Then you would put on your MGF. And then you would finish with, let me get this cap screwed on here. Then you finish with Hyal. Hyal is the thickest one that they have. So that would be your order. Vitamin C, Azulene, MGF, and then Hyal. And then your goat milk goes on top of those. Thanks you guys for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun. I hope I answered all your questions on Dr. Esthe. If not, reach out to us on live chat. We're always there to help you.